the day that you have made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. Pray for our county judge, our county commissions, as they do business for Brazos County. Direct them, lead them, and guide them in the right direction and in the right path. Pray for the Brazos County Courthouse family. We pray for Texas. We pray for America. We pray for our president and his cabinet. We pray for our troops and all of our law enforcement officers whose lives are in jeopardy each day. Now, God be with each of us throughout this day. And everybody says amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Chaplain Jones. Second item on the agenda is call for citizens' input and/or concerns. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is my first time doing this, so let me know if I do anything wrong, please.
No problem.
My name is
address, and
my name is Vonda Bob. I'm at 932 Crystal Deaf College Station, and I'm a lifelong resident of Brazos County.
okay.
I came to speak today about an issue with an employee at the Brazos County Health Department that I feel like is unprofessional and possibly discriminatory. Excuse me just one second. Cough drop. The employee I'm speaking about is Nathan Kurt Johnson. He was hired approximately a year and a half ago. And as far as like the unprofessional behavior, Mr. Johnson has yelled at people, homeowners and business owners, and he also is not good with community relations, I guess you would say. I first encountered him because he was sending out some letters to homeowners for issues that we would probably consider minor infractions. A lot of times things that were already corrected before he would get the letters out. I asked him if he would just give us a call. You know, a lot of times it could be answered over the phone. There's no need to send a homeowner a letter threatening court and fines. He informed me that it is not his job to call us. It is his job to issue notices of violations. I've been in multiple times to complain to his supervisors about the way he talks to homeowners and us in the business, professionals in the septic business, and he just retaliates every time that I try to speak to his supervisor or the director of the health department. My last conversation with them, his supervisor, Don Plitt, was in the room, the director, Ken Bost, was in the room, and Mr. Johnson called me a bully and stomped out of the room. So it's not professional at all in the way he acts. He's filed multiple criminal charges on those of us in the on-site industry for infractions that, if they are true, are actually a civil case. I've confirmed this with TCQ. He has intimidated a homeowner to the point where she got rid of her home for reasons I do not understand. We came in after the point that he did that, and she now lives in a storage building on her property. The system that was in question, he said that she had multiple homes on a property. The entire subdivision has multiple homes on one property. And he told her that her system was grossly malfunctioning. It was not. It would have passed inspections, was currently under a maintenance contract, and was passing quarterly inspections for the last 3 years. He's not willing to work with us at all. If we try to approach him on something, it's basically his way or the highway, and if you don't follow his rules, he will try to maneuver the situation, bring up subjects, bring up things that do not apply to that situation. I've had to go over his head several times, and so have multiple other installers and maintenance providers. He is currently stalling a commercial ATC authorization to construct of mine, and every time I resubmit it, he finds one or two small things wrong that will delay it another 30 days. The business owner in question in South College Station has not gotten overly upset about this. However, I am getting upset over this because I believe this is a personal jab at me. Back last May, after I went in to complain to his supervisor once again about something, he sent out letters to only my customers. I have copies of them all, letting them know that we basically were not doing the service on his on their septic systems, and this was Memorial Day weekend. These customers were extremely upset with the health department. They made phone calls, they made emails, and some went in person to complain about this. I did pull the open records and found out that it was only my customers that were targeted for this, and when he sent these out, then he went on vacation for a week. So, my customers were not upset with me. They defended me. Like I said, they went in and talked to Dawn personally. They sent emails, they sent me emails, they texted me, they called me. They were not upset with us. They knew we had been out there. Mr. Johnson did that in retaliation for me complaining about him. I am slightly upset with the fact that right now he is deciding to ask customers of mine and possibly some of the others, although I don't have documented proof on those cases, to provide materials for ATCs, authorizations to construct, that are actually not required. He's refusing to release these ATCs until we provide him with floor plans and other items like separating soil at sink, calculations and stuff like that. None of that's required by TCEQ. None of it's required by local orders. As a matter of fact, nowhere in the state is it required that you separate that kind of stuff. But in my case, he's refusing to issue the ATC based on this. I also question the fact that Mr. Johnson works for the Brazos County Health Department. I'm not a lawyer, but I do have proof that he is a convicted felon, first degree, I believe, and I'm not sure what it means, but penalty group 1. I do know it was a cocaine thing, and it was 1992. He did serve 10 years of community supervision, but under some of our codes that we practice under, I believe it makes him ineligible to hold the license that he holds and also to be considered a peace officer. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what they classify themselves at. So I don't think he can actually hold the job that he's holding. Like I said, these are some of my concerns. Other installers, maintenance providers have had similar difficulties. They're not willing to come forward. They will talk to you on the phone, but they don't want to come to a venue such as this because of retaliation and what they see. He's already gone after some of them. Like I said, he's filed charges. I'm sure in some cases they're true. In my particular case, it's actually not. He did file one charge on my company that was not true. It was a repair. It was actually the lady that lost her house. We went in several months after she lost it to do the repairs that they were requiring her to do to the septic system. He said that I did not turn in an application. I did turn it in person to Don Plitt. It was lost. I know I turned it in to Don Plitt because the day that I handed it to him, I was in there asking expressly what he was requiring her to do because, like I said, she wasn't failing. It was just they were requiring it. Don was getting a new door cut into his office in the back room. I helped the two guys in there hold the plastic up so that they could tape it. So I know for a fact I turned it in. Don has since told someone that, yeah, it's possible they lost it. They have also since then lost another set of documents of mine for a second customer. Like I said, these are my concerns. I know that other installers and maintenance providers have had several. We would just like to ask that it be investigated and something looked into.
Have you had an opportunity to talk with the board, the actual board of the health district?
I have not. Not being familiar with the procedures, I have contacted, first I went to Don, then I went to Ken. That meeting was the one that resulted in him calling me a bully. After that, I contacted your office, and Mr. Ballard got back with me, the county attorney, and we were set to have a meeting on a Friday. Mr. Ballard met with Kurt and Don on that Monday, and on that Wednesday is when Kurt went and filed on my business. So, and then after then, I've tried multiple times to have multiple meetings, constantly get either ignored or shifted to a different direction, and it was suggested that I approach here.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to ask the Commissioners Court, since this is at the public comment, not to respond
Ms. Baldwin, there is a section under the Open Meetings Act where we can respond to you factually
Mhm.
if an inquiry is made. And just want to make you aware that the Brazos County Commissioners Court is not, this person in question does not work for them. The Brazos County Health Department is actually a district that the Brazos County contracts with to perform a service in Brazos County.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, that's the only response I can give you.
Yes, I understand. I've spoken with TCEQ, and it's my understanding that the Commissioners Court is the authorized agent for TCEQ over the health district, which is why I've approached y'all.
But these employees are not employees of the county.
Correct.
Can I get your name, just for the record, to make sure I have it right? Was it Vonda?
VONDA, and the last name is Bob, B-O-B, just like it sounds.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. We will consider take action on agenda items 3 through 16. Please let us support the next.
Judge, I believe there's some more input, public
Was there some more?
comment.
Okay. Come on up.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I'm Mike Sutherland. I reside at 341 Parkway Terrace in Bryan, and I'm also on the Bryan City Council, but I'm speaking for myself today. Nobody's approved my remarks, and the City Council hadn't approved anything associated with what I'm doing today, or what I'm saying today. And I'm here to speak on item number 7, the petition from the RVP about the Blinn College. The petition process in the United States is very critical, and I personally have written 4 charter changes to the Bryan City Charter, circulated the petitions, and we passed 4 charter amendments to the Bryan City Charter. This process is similar to what you're doing today, and it's, as I said, it's very critical. Petitions in Texas generally follow the election code. First, you must have a political action committee to circulate the petition. I haven't seen one for this one. You must have witnesses to witness the voter signatures as you circulate the petition. I haven't seen that for this one. And then the language on the petition must clearly state what you want to appear on the ballot. And what I've heard published, or what I've seen published, is different from what I've heard in the media on what the taxing rate is. For instance, the ballot shows 50 cents per 100 all the way up to $1 per 100. That's, I can't imagine anybody signing a petition like that, but it does happen. So what that means to me is that the commissioners is left with a tremendous job. The signatures have to be verified, as they've been accused in the national election. The Russians can play in some things like this with somebody that is not the authorized signatory for that elector, that voter, with that ID number in there. So it's critical that you verify that that person signed it and what they were told when they signed it. So I think you got about 10,000 signatures to verify at minimum, or whatever the minimum is, around 10,000. So that's going to be a tremendous job. And this particular petition is critical to Brazos County and the other counties associated with Blinn College, because, for instance, in Brazos County, Blinn brings us a $247 million economic impact to the county, just Brazos County. Usually, if you're a government entity, when I've been involved with it, you have to pay $500 million in tax dollars to get that $247 million. But in Blinn's case, right now, the only property tax dollars collected for their operation is $1.8 million in Washington County, not in Brazos County. So right now, what Blinn does, we do not pay for. That $247 million, we don't pay for that, to bring that here. So I don't understand why we're already getting this service, and this service that they provide is one of the best in the country. They combine with Texas A&M, and that force between Blinn College and Texas A&M is tremendous in the education field. So we're getting that to educate 1,900 kids, about 19,000, about 15,000 from here. Only 1,000 come from Brazos County, so the cost is paid for people outside the county. And I've seen the Blinn leadership in action, and they're very easy to work with. If you need something, you can talk to Scott and White. That you go sit down with them, tell them what your need is, and they can work it out for you. Surely the money's got to be available, so somebody's got to provide the money. So because of Blend's financial impact on the area, because of the work that they've done in our area in the past and what they are planning to do in the future, and because of the quality education they provide for hundreds of thousands of people in this area at no cost to the taxpayers, it's essential, please, that you review this petition and make sure it exactly follows the rules, that there's no leeway for mistakes. Please look at that carefully. Thank you very much. I appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Mike. We'll be able to respond back in, when we get to 7, but
Okay.
at this point we can't,
Okay,
so.
yes.
Do we have somebody else that wants to speak?
Thank you, excuse me. Thank you, Judge. Do you mind if I clutter your desk further with a little bit of information? My name is Travis Everson, and I'm actually from Harris County. Speaking on behalf of Auction House, I'm the Director of Sales for Auction House, and we are a company that transacts tax sales for your delinquent taxes online. In the 84th legislature, Texas allowed, modified the tax code to allow for auctions to be conducted online for tax delinquent foreclosure sales. Our company has developed a system whereby we bring bidders to compete, online bidders to compete alongside bidders that show up at the courthouse. So our system doesn't alienate any bidders. The process is essentially the same. We would provide a screen and personnel to allow for those bidders that are present to interact with the online bidders. Our process increases the number of bids and increases county revenues. We feel that it brings a quality buyer, somebody that's going to improve property, pay taxes on time. Another great feature that we see, we speak to counties all the time, and they tell us a lot of times they have to reduce the value just to resell properties. Well, we think, don't reduce that value. Let us broadcast this to a greater exposure of online bidders and try to recover as much possible revenue as we can. Everybody's job function essentially remains the same. We would provide personnel. Constable or sheriff's job remains the same, delinquent tax attorneys, et cetera, et cetera. We're just simply adding an additional venue of online bidders to increase the value of these properties sold. The best feature here is that this doesn't actually cost the county anything, as the buyers pay our fee, so we feel this is a real win-win. What I'd like to do, if it's possible, is to come back at some future date and do a workshop for the court and the interested parties, the tax assessor, sheriffs, delinquent attorneys of that nature. So appreciate your time this morning.
Okay, thank you. Any other citizen input and or concerns? If not, we'll consider to take action on agenda items 3 through 16. Number 3 is a letter of support for Texas A&M Physicians College Medicine's application for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration, HRSA, to be designated as federally qualified health center look-alike status, FQHC LAL. Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Nikki, you got anything to say?
I'm happy to say anything if you want, but
No, that's fine. We're happy to do it, provided we vote for it. Motion made and seconded, correct? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 4 is authorization for county judge to submit a form to the Texas Comptroller requesting a portion of unclaimed capital credit received in the electronic cooperative for the year 2016 to be returned to Brazos County.
Second.
Motion made second. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 5 is Resolution 17-007 to approve the FY 2017 HSGP application for the Office of Governor. This resolution will replace and correct Resolution 17-002.
Second.
Motion made second. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? None motion carries. Number 6 is consider and take action on proposed amendments to the Brazos County Health Care Provider Participation Program Rules and Procedures. Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? None motion carries. Number 7, consider and take action on an agreement between Brazos County and the Brazos Valley Museum of Natural History to allow the temporary and occasional use of the park by museum for the purpose of conducting tours, school field trips, and educational demonstrations.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Dr. Cowan, you want to say anything? Yeah.
Good morning. I'm Deborah Kalman, Executive Director of the Brazos Valley Museum of Natural History. I just wanted to thank the county for the opportunity to do this. We're very excited about our partnership with you on this property, and we also are extremely grateful and thankful for the wonderful relationship that we've had with you all for decades. So, thank you.
Thank you. We're looking forward to having the students out there. I think it's a great asset, and so thank you. Thank you for being willing to oversee having the kids out. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 8 is approval of evaluation committee for the RFP 17-048 emergency notification system. Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 9 is approval of evaluation committee for RFQ 17-273 professional services, engineering services, surveyor, geotechnical services.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 10 is award of bid contract 17-275 transportation of deceased and pauper cremation services, and I think Hillier was the recommended motion made and seconded approve Hillier as the to receive the award. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 11 is permission to advertise for the following. Bid number 17-287 hot mix asphalt, and B, bid 17-293 various aggregate, coal mix, and other road materials. Move approval. Motion made second. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 12 is the final plat of Duck Haven subdivision, Phase 9, 12.816 acres, lots 1 through 9, Block 10, B, McGregor Survey, Abstract 170, College Station, ETJ, Brazos County, Texas, sites located in Precinct 1. Move approval. Second. Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 13 is tax refund application for the following.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, A through D. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 14 is budget amendments. Budget amendments FY 16/17, 30.1 through 30.7. Second. Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 15, personnel change of status.
Approval.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 16 is payment of claims. Claims to be paid by Brazos County, claim number 7154921 through claim number 7155054.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 17 is an acknowledgement of Bryan College Station Chamber of Commerce Independent Auditor's Report and financial statements for years ending September 30, 2016. Number 18 is acknowledgement of the acceptance of Brazos Talent Initiative Committee on the Research Valley Partnership petition from Brazos County to establish a junior college district in accordance with Section 130 of the Education Code.
Commissioners, before we get started on this, I'd like to make it clear to you what your actions are under the statute for this particular issue, and clear up maybe some misconceptions that have been, floating around. This is actually a petition to establish a district. It's under Chapter 130.033 of the Texas Education Code, and it requires that 10% of the voters registered in Brazos County sign the petition. But the petition is actually prescribed by Chapter 277 of the Election Code, and you've heard a number of comments previously that signatures should be acknowledged, things like that. That's a separate part of the Election Code. This is actually governed by Chapter 277 Election Code, which does not require certain issues. And I assure you that after your acknowledgement of this petition, it'll be transmitted to our election administrator. She will verify those in accordance with the Election Code, Chapter 277, and the Education Code 130.033, and return those to you. And at that time, she will ask that the commissioners find for either the legality or the illegality of those signatures, and that's specifically stated in Chapter 1 or Section 130.035 of the Education Code. And this is the county commissioner's obligation under this law. It is the duty of the commissioner's court in compliance with Section 130.033, which is the petition to create. You are to first pass upon the legality of the petition and the genuineness of the same, and then forward that petition so approved to the coordinating board, Texas College and University System. So your actions in this whole petition issue is, for the most part, ministerial. You will pass based on Trudy's research into the validness of those petition signatures, whether or not it is legal or not. If you determine that it's legal, then you will transmit it to the Texas College and University System Coordinating Board. Did y'all have any questions on this issue? As opposed to some of the comments, you don't vote for or against the petition. That's not certainly.
Today wouldn't even be a vote to accept it or do anything. Today we receive it, we present it to the elections administrator, and there will be ones that will go through the whole list and verify that all of those signatures or whatever part of them is correct. And when they make that determination, if they send it back to us, then, and it's to be certified, that's would be our duty, is only to certify
Yes.
that the number that's there is correct, and then we move it forward.
Yes, that is correct. It'll be based on the testimony of your elections administrator at a subsequent commissioner's court. And your only formal act today is actually an informal act, is to receive that petition from the petitioners and acknowledge that.
And you said it would be, if they certified it, would be sent where next to?
The Texas, I have to read it to make sure.
Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board.
Actually, the term is Coordinating Board, Texas College and University System.
Okay.
Any questions?
Okay. Yes, the petition needs to be presented to us.
Judge, we have it.
You got it? You already got it, okay.
So, I guess at this time I'd ask the commissioners just to acknowledge the receipt.
Okay, all right. Well, we will acknowledge that it's been turned in and forward to the election again. Okay. Number 19, the sheriff's report on the election process. Sheriff.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. 671 in our jail. It's been the peak in the last 24 hours. 581 of those are male, 90 are female. We have 71 on ankle monitor, in home confinement, and in 19 pending. We're creeping up there. Yeah. Okay. They must enjoy it. That's much. Okay.
Thanks, Sheriff. Number 20 is announcement of interest items and possible future agenda topics.
Just an update for the Commissioners Court, the CEOC, ILA, and the lease for the location will come up in 2018, and then the BV Wax interlocal agreement comes up also during that year.
I'd like to remind our county employees that the Health and Safety Expo is going to be June 15th, 10 to 2 at the Brazos Center. The health assessments, safety demonstrations, and tons of education, fun, and prizes. So please, county employees, attend.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Hearing none, we will go to number 21, call for citizens' input and/or concerns.